Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful and classy halter neck jumpsuit. I made this outfit with a 2.5 years of Duchess fabric by 60 length. So if you know you are interested in knowing how I made this, make sure you watch this video till end. Don't skip any part. And also guys, don't leave this channel today without subscribing to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up and please remember to put on your notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. So this is my fabric. I folded it once. We'll be cutting the down part of this jumpsuit first. So the first measurement I'll be taking is my hip line measurement. From my waist to my hip is 9 inches. I will take all the vertical measurement first, followed by my crotch line. My crotch line is for this outfit is 12.5 inches because my hip measurement is 40 inches. If you divide that by 4, you have 10 inches. So I added 2.5 inches to my hip measurement. So you get your crotch line by dividing your hip circumference by 4. So whatever you have, you can add half an inch or 1 inch to it. That's if you're making a tight trouser. But because I'm making a jumpsuit and a free trouser, I added 2.5 inches to my hip circumference divided by 4, and that gave me 12.5 inches. So this second line right here is my crotch line, and the last line there is the length of my trouser. So after that, the next measurement I will take is my hip circumference, which is 40 divided by 4, and that will give me 10 inches. So I added 2 inches to it. So I will go to my crotch line. I will take the same measurement, and that will be 12 inches. So normally on your crotch line is where you take your round lap measurement. So my lap measurement, the round, the circumference is still 24 inches divided by 2, and that gave me 12 inches. So I will take the same 12 inches on my waistline. So I'll go to my crotch line. I will add 1.5 inches. Can you see? So that will serve as my crotch curve. Hope you understand. It's very, very simple. So I'm bringing it close so that you see what I'm doing. So I'll go ahead and cut my trouser. This is the front part of my trouser. So I'll go ahead and cut it. The length of my trouser is 45 inches. So after cutting it, I went in on the down part of my trouser. I measured 1 inch in. Then on my waistline too, I measured another 1 inch in. Can you see that? So I will connect from the waist to the hip. This material is actually disturbing. This is a very original Duchess fabric. So I will now connect the down 1 inch to my crotch line. It's still around my hip. Can you see that? So I'll go ahead and cut. So this is what the front part of my trouser look like. Can you see that? So the next thing I will do is to fold a fresh fabric, and this will be for the back part of my trouser. So I'll go ahead and place the front part on top of the fresh fabric. So I will come to the center. This is the center front, but the one I'm cutting now is the back. So this will be where I just rule a chalk, will be the center back. So I will measure 1 inch because the center back is supposed to be higher than the center front. You can use 1.5. So the next thing I did was to add 1 inch. So this 1 inch will be for the zip allowance. You know, this is a jumpsuit and the zip will be at the back. So this 1 inch I am adding, I'll be using it. I'm adding at the upper part will be for the zip allowance. So on that's my front crotch, I measured another 2 inches. Can you see this 2 inches will be for the back crotch? So on that same line, on that same straight line, I came down by 1/2 inch. So I will now connect the back to that 1/2 inch because I don't want it to be, if you have been watching my trouser tutorials, you know this is how I cut it. I make sure that my crotch, my back crotch line and the front one, they are not on the same line. So I came down by 1/2 inch. So I will now measure that 2 inches to the down part of my trouser. So I will go ahead and cut. Can you see that the back crotch and the front crotch, they are not on the same line? So this place I'm cutting now is that 1 inch in at the down part and one inch in on the upper part, the waistline. Can you see the shape of the trouser? So this is what it is, guys. So the last 2 under is for the back, while the one on top is one of the front parts. So this is it for the trouser. So I'll go ahead and cut the upper part of my jumpsuit. So I folded it once, and the first measurement I'm taking here is my neck depth, which is 3 inches. After that, the next line is my chest line, which is 7.5 inches. So the length of the upper part of my jumpsuit is 17 inches. So this is the upper body. So I'm trying to connect the lines. So I'll come to my neckline. I will take 3 inches for the neck width. So I'll go ahead and connect my neck curve. So I'll come to my shoulder line. I will take my shoulder measurement, which is 16 inches divided by 2. But here I took 7.5 inches instead of 8 inches. So I will go to my chest line. I will take the same 7.5 inches. Then I will now measure, I will now take my round bust measurement. I added 1.5 inches to it. So on my half length line, I'm taking 12 inches. So this 12 inches is the same measurement I have on my trouser waist line. So I will now connect it from my chest line to my 3 inches neck width. Can you see? So this is the halter neck. So I'll go ahead and cut it. So this is what it looked like after cutting. So I'll go ahead and cut the back part. So I place the front part on a fresh fabric. So the difference between the front and the difference with the front and the back is just that the neck depth is 1 inch. The back neck depth, I'm using 1 inch, and 1 inch for the zip allowance. So I'll go ahead and slash it open. So this is for the back. So I'll notch it. So the next thing I will do is to go ahead and place the front part on a pieces. So this part I'm cutting now will serve as the interfacing. So this will be the facing for that opening. There will be an, as you see in the video at the beginning, there is an opening. So I'll be using these particular pieces for the facing. I'll use it to turn it. Can you see? So this is how I'll be turning it. After turning it, I will now top stitch on the facing. It's only the slit that I'm turning. I'm not turning the neck. So after doing that, the next thing I will do is to turn the armhole. I will turn the forearm hole part with the bias. So I will top stitch on the bias after stitching them before I will now stitch them together. So this is the down part, this is the trouser part. So I will stitch the center front and also do the same thing to the center back. This is the front, this is the upper part. I've turned it with the facing. So I'll go ahead and iron. I'll give it a good press. Can you see what it look like? So I've turned all the armhole with my bias. Can you see this is the back part? I turned the armhole with my bias. So this is the down part, that is the trouser. I've closed the center. This is the center front. I've closed it. So after ironing it, the next thing I will do is to close the inner legs. Can you see from the crotch area? I will pick one of the front leg and the back leg. So that's how I will stitch it down. Can you see? I'm done doing that. So after stitching this part where my hand is right now, the next thing I did was to stitch the side. So this is it for the trouser. Can you see? So I'll go ahead and give it a good press. This is the back, this is the upper part of the back part of the upper part. So I'll go ahead and stitch the zip part together, and this is the front. So the next thing I will do is to cut that design at the front. So the width, this is on fold, so the width is 4.5 inches on fold. Then I'll be taking length of 13 inches on one side, then 15 inches on the other side. One side is longer. Just watch how I'm going to cut it. So I'll connect the 13 to the 15. Can you see that? So I'll go ahead and cut it. So I'll use the paper to cut it on my fabric. So I'll slash all the parts open. Then after slashing it open, I'll go ahead and stitch on the both sides apart from the upper parts. So this is the front part. I will give it a little pleat on the neckline. If you watch that video very well, you will see that there is a pleat, just a little pleat. So I'm done with the pleat. Can you see? So I'll go ahead and stitch that design on the left part. This part now is the left side of the top. So I stitch it on the neck before I will attach the collar. So this is the collar. I folded it once. The width of my collar is 2 inches, but what I have here is 2.5 inches on fold. Can you see? So this is how I'm going to fold it, the way I fold my skirt band. So after folding it, I folded with the iron. I iron it. So I will locate the midpoint of my collar. It's just a straight cutting. So the width of my opening, this my slit, is 1.5. So that's how I want the opening. That's the width. I don't want it to be more than 1.5. So I will now place the collar on top. Can you see? So I'll give a mark on my collar so that after stitching it, it will not be more than 1.5. Okay, so what I'm doing, so the midpoint of my collar is at the center, of the opening. So I'll go ahead and stitch. Can you see? After stitching it, this is what it looks like. So I'll go ahead and pick the back part. So I'm going to be giving space of 1 inch, with the front and the back. You know how this particular turtleneck is. So I will now pick this one and I will stitch it. Just watch how I'm doing it, how I'm placing it. The back part, the right part is facing up, both the front. Can you see? So this is what it looked like after stitching it. I will now cover it with the part I folded with 1/2 inch. So I stitch my collar from the right part, not the wrong part. That is from the front. Can you see? So I will now cover it. So this place now I'm covering is now the wrong part. That is the inside of my cloth. So this is what it looked like. Can you see? I've stitched both the back and the front. So the next thing I will do is to attach the upper part of my jumpsuit to the down part. So I will indicate the midpoint of the upper parts. So I will now stitch it round. So after stitching it round, the next thing I will do is to close the side, then fix my zip. So that will be all for this tutorial. Please guys, remember to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you are new to my channel, and remember to put on your notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. Please give this video a thumbs up and share this video so that others will see and learn from it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming by. See you in our next tutorial, and bye for now.